Hello, technical writing students. Again, this is Julie Gross, your instructor, and we are at the last step in the last week of our product comparison recommendation project. I hope this has been a great project for you. I think it's a fun one. It's something that you get to choose what you want to do, and hopefully it's something that's going to benefit you in the future in your workplace or field where you're going to be working. You've done the first 4 steps. You've selected a product, you selected 4 brands and the criteria by which you're going to compare them. You wrote your preliminary report, you've written your final recommendation report, and now you're going to do your oral report or oral presentation. Your oral report or presentation needs to be 3 to 5 minutes long. Some of you are coming on campus to do it. Some of you are going to send a DVD with it on there, and some of you are going to do it by DDN. However you decide to do it is fine with me. I'm just excited to learn more about it. Really what your oral presentation is doing is you are presenting your findings of your recommendation report. You're going to tell me all about what you researched. You're going to tell me about your product. You're going to tell me about the brands, and you're going to tell me about all the information that you found when you were comparing them, and then you're going to tell us what your final recommendation is. I'm excited to see which of the brands that you're telling us is the best one and the reasons for that. So really what we're going to do right now is spend a little time looking at the rubric so I can show you how I'm going to grade you or assess you for your presentation. It is a 20-point presentation. There's 5 different areas we're going to look at today. There are 4 points that are possible for each of the 5 areas, so again it's worth 20 points. The first area that I will assess for you on your oral presentation is the organization. The organization of your presentation should be a few things, and we talked about this when we looked at the chapter that talks about oral presentations in your textbook. It should have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. Your introduction really needs to state your name, where you're from, the program maybe that you're going into in the future, and then what your product is, and probably the 4 brands of the product that you're looking at. The body is the main portion of your oral presentation. That's going to tell us what the comparison was. You're going to probably look at the criteria and the things that you found in the criteria for those 4 different brands. And then the conclusion can be a few things. It's sort of the wrapping up of your presentation. But in that, you can even tell us what the recommendation is. You can say, you know, after looking at all of these things, this is the product, this is the brand that I'm recommending for these reasons. So if you want to get a 4 in that area, you should be organized. You shouldn't jump around from one thing to another because that's confusing for your listener. You should have that clear introduction and conclusion. There's nothing worse than listening to somebody do a presentation and you don't know if they're done or not. We've all had that experience where you're ready to clap and you're thinking, oh, I just don't know if they're done. Should I clap here or should I wait? So make it a clear, concise ending. Your point should be obvious. We shouldn't be guessing about what your main points are. There should be enough details provided in the comparisons that you're giving me. And then the information should flow smoothly and should make sense. So all of that has to deal with the organization portion of things. For the content, you need to have a complete presentation, and that means I need to have all 4 of the brands that you've talked about, and you need to present those, and all of the criteria you need to discuss for those. You need to know your subject matter well. I don't want you just guessing about things. You've done enough research, so hopefully you do know your subject matter well. Your facts should be accurate and ethical, and your documentation will show in the report that you give me. And when you're talking, think about grammar or word usage errors. Try not to use a lot of ums or ahs or stumble around. That's why practice is so important for this section. The presentation portion of things is how you actually present, your comfort level with the audience, your confidence, your speaking capabilities. If you're looking at your audience and not staring at your papers or not staring at the things behind you that are on the screen, if you have an audio visual, and that you have good body language, that you show us that you're confident, you're using your hands to speak, those kinds of things. For effort shown, I want to know that you actually did put some time and effort and thought into this, and that you are prepared, that you're not stumbling around looking through papers and trying to find what it is you're trying to say. So effort shown will be another section. And then the last one will be effectiveness. Did you achieve your purpose? Did you do everything that you set out to do? Did you talk about all 4 brands? Did you tell me about your product? Did you tell us about all of the criteria? And then did you tell us which one you were going to recommend? And did you hold my interest throughout the presentation? Again, there's no audio visual that's absolutely required for this one, because with the DDN, if some people are doing that, it might be difficult to actually show a screen and have the camera show the person along with the technology. So that's not required. If you do want to do that, that's fine. If you're videotaping yourself and you want to have a screen in the back with your table or chart on it and you want to refer to that, that's fine. Just make sure, again, that you're being very considerate of your audience and keeping that eye contact. If you have questions, let me know. I'm excited to see these.